The development of information and communications technology, or ICT, is crucial in the process of modernization. Ensuring that all citizens have access to information allows them to contribute to the ongoing national dialogue in realizing the shared national ICT vision, which is to create a dynamic knowledge-based society driven by the innovative use of ICTs to enhance the social, economic, and cultural development of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago's recent EBusiness Roundtable discussion was designed to engage just this premise. What steps are necessary to significantly increase access to ICTs in Trinidad and Tobago in both public and private sectors? Technology-enabled projects hold the possibility for creating transformative social impact at scale in every sector imaginable.
Today we hear about smart cities and what technology is doing to improve the quality of life in our part of the world. More importantly, we will learn what the public sector is doing and some of the innovations that are to be implemented over the next few years. Innovations that will help improve Trinidad and Tobago's position as the ideal location to set up business in the Caribbean.
The 2012-2016 National ICT Plan, dubbed Smart TT, has been formulated under 5 themes in order to guide the implementation of an ICT development agenda for Trinidad and Tobago. The 5 themes of this agenda are innovation and human capital development, access and inclusion, e-business, ICT sector development, and e-government. The plan focuses on enhancing the quality of life, improving service delivery, increasing national competitiveness, and creating new opportunities for citizens and businesses, with the ultimate goal of the ICT sector becoming a major contributor to the national gross domestic product. The delivery of the United Nations mandate Sustainable Development Goals sets the environment for 2 main pillars of the National ICT Plan, which are greater technological inclusion and the development of an e-business sector. Realizing that there must be supporting mechanisms in place to sustain the expansion of the use of technology in innovation, the Telecommunications Authority has introduced numerous online gateways through which information can be accessed. Recently, a World Telecommunications and Information Society Day event was held to commemorate a day named in recognition of the work being done in this area. This event reinforced the organization's key focus on ICT entrepreneurship. One of the featured speakers was Mr. Trevor Libert, CEO of the National ICT Company, who presented on the enterprising steps of the National ICT Plan and the on-stream initiatives realized through the provision of online services through the TT Connect and TT BizLink portals.
One that has been of significant importance is the e-services as it relates to TT Connect portal. This portal provides e-tax filing, tenders online, as well as a facility called TT BizLink. It provides you, particularly for companies, work permits, applications online. There's also tender notices online. This is a facility that allows for persons to look at tenders that are being offered through government.
These portals provide users with a range of over 55 services designed for outreach, which include the Start Access Center, ICT for Seniors Initiative, and the introduction of high-speed wireless internet on 13 PTSC buses.
We have moved a number of services online, and again the TT Connect portal is the beginning of that. There are plans to expand that portal to cover a number of other government service offerings, as well as the implementation and strengthening of services and infrastructure. Now, key amongst this is the legislative framework to support a number of the initiatives. That, in fact, has been one of the Achilles' heel in moving things along, because the legislative framework for online transactions needs to be properly proclaimed in order for us to take it to the next level.
Distributed across Trinidad and Tobago are a number of ICT clusters called e-parks or industrial parks, which focus on enabling the production, distribution, and promotion of local ICT products and services. Also highlighted at this roundtable discussion was the need to enable other sectors through ICT. The National Entrepreneurship Development Company Limited, NEDCO, develops and promotes the National Integrated Business Incubator System, or IBIS, which promotes the creation of ICT products in the sectors of agriculture, creative industry, and ecotourism.
Now, IBIS is a project developed by the Ministry of Labor and Small Enterprise Development. It assists micro and small enterprises by providing assistance in the areas of mentoring, infrastructural support, information technology, operational support, financing, as well as networking opportunities for access and local and foreign markets. One of the key initiatives in that regard is the EBusiness Roundtable. The EBusiness Roundtable has to be reconstituted. There's a cabinet note that has been approved for the EBusiness Roundtable to convene. However, currently verification is on the way to ensure that the team identified is still available to go forward.
The Global Information Technology Report of 2016 shows that Trinidad and Tobago's Network Readiness Index moved from 70 to 67, with an improvement of the overall score to 4.1 from 4.0. In order to see continued growth, there must be continuing development of our national ICT ecosystem to achieve higher levels of usage and in so doing, bridge the digital divide. Another featured speaker at the recent eBusiness Roundtable discussion was Ms. Albertina Navas, the Director of the International Center for Social Media Studies, Program Director of the Small and Medium Enterprise Master's Program, LATAM Arthur Lockjack Graduate School of Business. Ms. Navas put forward the key elements needed in an impactful digital strategy that will fully capitalize on a robust national ICT infrastructure. Because of the rapid global spread of various social media platforms, nations worldwide have capitalized on using these networks to connect themselves and their citizens to each other and to the global village. Companies have also begun to depend heavily on social media to build relationships with their customers and to provide service. The growth of social media has been near exponential, and what was previously seen as a passing trend has now become as ubiquitous as the computer itself to modern life. Ms. Navas outlined the immediate benefits and impacts of an ICT-connected society, and also highlighted various types of marketing via digital channels such as social media, mobile-first web design, influencer and ethereal marketing, mobile e-commerce, and app indexing. These can all be integrated into the national ICT plan, thus creating the spread of the real-time exchange of information and accessibility and usage of government services. In fact, her joining in the roundtable's subsequent panel discussion from another location using video chat software demonstrates the ease with which business can be conducted via a virtual connection. In addition to the salient points raised during her thought-provoking presentation, she also noted that in 2015, more than half of all global users accessed the internet from their mobile phones, and that by 2018, mobile usage penetration is expected to grow to more than 60%. Because of this upward trend, she suggests that ICT developers should seek to design media for mobile handsets such as phones and tablets before creating interfaces for desktop computers.
And here, I'm not talking about responsive web design, which is the one we've been working on already, which is adjusting the desktop web design to tablets and then to phones. What I'm talking about is to start designing for mobiles first, and then adjust to tablets, and then adjust to desktop.
Global mobile commerce now makes up more than 34% of all e-commerce transactions around the world, and its growth is expected to continue in 2017. The percentage of mobile apps which include commerce-enabled plugins have made a significant impact on how consumers make purchases. In fact, with more money being invested in the overall customer experience from click to doorstep, mobile wallet and point-of-sale improvements, and the global shift in focus from e-commerce to m-commerce, leading financial gurus project steady growth in this area. Participants of the day's proceedings were then invited to voice their questions and concerns, which in turn were addressed by the panel.
The legislation is there, but it has never been proclaimed. So I'm asking now, if you have any idea when it may be or what is being done to push this forward?
Very good question indeed. Thank you. The fact of the matter is that the legislation is only partly proclaimed. The legislation comprises 10 pieces of documents, or 10 parts. 5 of the 10 parts have been proclaimed. Parts 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7, I believe. So it's only halfway, shall we say, proclaimed. That is necessary in order for the end-to-end, the rest of the legislation has to be proclaimed in order for the end-to-end transactions to take place. So the payment side of it now is a bit of a challenge. In terms of the time frame for it, all I can really say at this point in time is I know that Minister Coffey has taken on it as his agenda to get a number of these pieces of legislation through. Things like the Electronic Transaction Act, the Cybercrimes Act, the Proceeds of Crimes Act, and so forth.
One of the opportunities for Trinidad and Tobago to improve as per Global Competitive Index is the ease of doing business. How specifically is iGovTT participating?
Well, actually, there are 3 aspects to it. One is the consumer and having access to digital environment, internet access, etc. The other is government, providing the legislative framework, the infrastructure, just as you mentioned just now, the portal infrastructure to support the back-end activities that need to happen. And thirdly is the private sector, who is in charge of the, shall we say, the means by which persons would pay, meaning the credit cards, debit cards, etc.
The diverse needs of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are bound together by the common vision of growth across all sectors. The reconciliation of this vision calls for the merging of resources that allows us to tap into that driving force of development that only a well-informed population can achieve. The Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago's annual market report of 2015 records an estimated 1.5 million mobile voice subscriptions with internet access in that year alone. The future of ICT in Trinidad and Tobago is set to grow at an exhilarating pace. And with the combined efforts of the Telecommunications Authority of Trinidad and Tobago, along with the various stakeholders and you, the public, we are poised to continue developing the ICT ecosystem and bridging the digital divide.